Namaste and welcome. Welcome to my heart this morning. And welcome to the light of Kriya Satsang. Let us begin with a short meditation. Focus your attention at the sun center and turn your head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring your head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. O great spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye path makers of old, most beloved, divine, Lord of the universe, in all of your names and forms, Namaste. Ancestors of our bloodlines, our adopted lines, our marriage lines, our spiritual lines, Namaste. As we come before you today, as we come together today, we call upon you to share your blessings with us, to bring us comfort, to bring us strength, to bring us that which we need, that we might become a part of the solution of life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Once upon a yogi time, in the ever-present now, there lived on Devaloka 3 brothers. And like all brothers, they had different interests. One brother, Lord Brahma was an artist, and he liked to create. All day long, he was in his studio creating worlds, creating images, creating 3-dimensional new creations for all the realms. The other brother was Shiva. Shiva was a meditator. Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva. Absorbed in his meditation until he was needed. Now the third brother, his name was Vishnu. And Vishnu had a job, a dharma, you might say, and he had decided to keep watch over the earth. And whenever things got really bad on the earth, whenever the inhabitants there forgot what they were there for, forgot their true self, Vishnu would go down to the earth for a while. So everything was going along just fine. Brahma was creating. Shiva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva. Vishnu was studying the Vedas, having a good time. And he looks out, opens one eye, looks down and sees the earth. Oh, brother, I think there's a problem down there. Oh boy, better go wake up the brothers. So he goes over and steps into Brahma's studio and says, Brahma, we've got a problem. I need you. Please put your paintbrush down. come with me to wake up Shiva, to get him out of his meditation. Okay. Brahma was in the middle of creating a new painting, didn't really want to come, but he put his brush down and went anyway. And they go over to Shiva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva. Shiv, 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 Brother Shiv, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva, Nandi Deva. Shiva, we need you for a minute. Would you give me your attention, brother? Shiva opens his eyes. Vishnu says, we have a problem. I just looked at the earth. The people have all forgotten. They've all forgotten. There is so much cruelty. They're being so mean to each other. They're greedy. They've let the greed take over. The emotionality is all over the world. There's hunger, there's fighting. They have forgotten who they are. So I need to reincarnate again and go down to the earth in my form of an avatar. You know, avatars, they are the forms of the divine that come to the earth when things are a problem. You've heard of them before, I'm sure. There was Rama, there was Krishna, there was Buddha. Even the Lord Jesus Christ is considered to be a great avatar. Great souls who come to try to remind the humans their purpose. So Vishnu says, look, I want to make it easy this time. I've been meditating, and I think that if I go down with this mantra, I can make it easy for them. I want to test this out. I want to see if I give them this one mantra, maybe if they just repeat this, they'll be able to do it right this time. Would you guys go down and test it out? Okay. So the next thing we know, just put this aside, Brahma and Shiva are going down to the earth. Now, living in India, there was a fellow. His name was Ratnagar. Ratnagar. Now, of all the humans on the earth, Ratnagar was really, really the most evil. His job, his daily job, was to attack the sadhus, the sacred people, the holy people who were walking down the street, steal their robes and their begging bowls, and sell the robes at the market. Take the money, give it to his wife so she could feed the children and furnish the house. Now, the only thing really that you could say about Ratnagar that was good is that he really liked his job. You know, a lot of people have hobbies and other people have work, but Ratnagar, he liked it all. He was going to steal and rob from the sadhus, sell their robes, and all would be well. Now, that's about the, he wasn't stealing from the rich, he was stealing from the sadhus who had given up all their trust funds and all their money and all their possessions except their robes and their begging bowls. So here we are. Ratnagar is ready to begin the day, standing behind the big rock along the road to Banaras. And coming down the road are two little sadhus. One of them wearing ropes and ropes and ropes and ropes of Rudraksha beads. His hair in knots piled as high upon his head as it could be. 3 stripes across his forehead, stripes on his arms. He was a Shaivite, it looked like. And the other one looked like a nice little Brahma coming down the road. Ratnagar steps out from the behind the rock and says, "Give me your robes." Shiva raises his eyebrows. Brahma lifts his little finger. Ratnagar is paralyzed, can't move. He can talk. "Oh, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?" "Oh, Ratnagar, very bad karma, stealing from the sadhus. You're going to have to make penance for this." "Well, listen, I know my wife will take some of this karma. I know she will. Come to my house. She'll tell you what a good guy I am." So off they go to the house, and he comes in and he says to his wife, "These two guys, they caught me in my job, stealing their robes. And they want me to pay for this bad karma, to make recompense. Will you assume some of the karma?" "What, did you lose your mind, Ratnagar? I thought you were a banker. You mean you're a robber? You mean you are stealing and beating these sacred people? I don't think so. Out. Get out of the house. And by the way, I'm going to see the lawyer tomorrow. We're getting divorced, and I'm going to take all of the houses that we own. So don't be thinking that you're going to get anything. That's it. Divorce, and I'm getting the title to the houses." Oh boy, Ratnagar didn't expect that. So he goes out, Brahma and Shiva, and they said, "Well, got a problem here." And Ratnagar says, "Well, what can I do?" And they said, "Well, you could do something. We want you to go sit under this tree and chant this word. Anything. What's the word?" "Rama, Rama, Rama." All right, Ratnagar starts, "Ra, ra, 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 ra." He can't say it. It's the name of the most sacred. He can't say it. So they consult with each other. They say, "Okay, here, chant Mara." Now, chanting Mara is like chanting Beelzebub. It's the name of the devil. But he could chant it. And he begins, "Ma-ram-ma, ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma, ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma-ram-ma." Before you know it, he's chanting Rama. And they say, "Okay, we'll see you later. Keep doing that until we come back and tell you to stop." They go back, do their stuff at Devaloka. In the blink of an eye, 14 years passes. And all of a sudden, there's a rumbling coming up to Devaloka. And they can hear ram, 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 ram. And light, just brilliant light, is coming up from the earth. Brilliant light is coming up from the earth. And the other gods come over to the house of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and they said, "Guys, something's going on down on the earth. It's your realm. Fix it." And they look at each other and say, "Oh, yeah. That Ratnagar, he's down there. We should see what's happened." And off they go down to the earth. And under the tree, there's a giant anthill. And they hear rum, 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 rum. And the anthill seems to be glowing. Now, in India, giant anthills are very common. If you leave something for a long time, the ants build a little hill around it, or rather gigantic hill around it. So they carefully, speaking to the ants, asked them to please remove themselves and dissolve the anthill. And what do they find? This little skinny yogi chanting Rama, 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 Rama. Gently they stop him. He opens his eyes and says, "Oh, hi. I'm so glad to see you guys. Thank you. I'm so happy. I feel so good. I see life. Oh, I am a part of all of this. This is so wonderful. I thank you so much." And he starts to go back in to chant Rama, 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 Rama. So wait a minute. Wait. And looking at each other, they said, well, it worked. This is the name that Vishnu should use for his next incarnation. Brahma and Shiva looked at each other and said, Ratnagar, you have done sadhana. That name is no longer for you. And we will name you Valmiki, which means anthill. And they said, we wish you to, when Rama comes, he will be incarnating with Ram as his name. You as his first devotee. You follow his life and share the words for all of those who follow. And thus it was. The most evil person on the earth, the person who had done the most harm, who had done the things that were considered to be the worst by the culture, by the society, by his family. He turned from evil, and doing his sadhana, he became to live. He became able to live. He became part of life. Ratnagar, who betrayed all the values of his society, whose family turned against him, whose wife left him, whose children were embarrassed by his name, whose friends wanted nothing to do with him. Ratnagar, who knew that if those sadhus came and told the lawmakers what he had done, he would spend his life in prison. His name would be spoken with scorn and horror, and people around the entire earth would protest against him and protest against the evil which he had done. Even Ratnagar, who had nothing remaining, no friends, no family, no support. He was able to use his life. He was able to use his breath. He was able to use the mantra to transform his being into something that was the epitome of goodness. His goodness was so radiant that the heavens awoke. The Deva Loka awoke from his practice. And if this is possible, then what then for you and I? Well, what happened? Why did this happen with Ratnagar? It happened because he forgot. He forgot who he was. He became angry. He was big, he was strong, he was powerful. And he lost his direction. He was physically powerful, he lost his direction. Now you and I, we have a lot of energy in these human forms. Mental energy, verbal energy, physical energy, a lot of energy. But it needs to be harnessed. That energy flows out through each of the chakric realms, and sometimes it fights with each other. You know, isn't it ironic that Ratnagar took all of his money home every night and gave it to the wife to help feed his children, to help build the houses, to help keep his wife living in the style she was accustomed to. All this evil that he was doing, all this horror he was doing, he thought he was doing it to help his family. Now, none of you are Ratnagar, but you have seen in the world people who look as if they are Ratnagar, who behave as if they are Ratnagar, who seem to have lost their moral compass again and again and again and again. Kriya Yoga, the entire system of Kriya Yoga is predicated upon your ability, upon my ability to neutralize and soften our karma. If it is possible for Ratnagar to become so forgetful that he loses all of his direction in life, it is possible for you and I to become forgetful, so forgetful that we lose our direction in life. Now, maybe not as long, maybe not as extended, maybe not as intense as Ratnagar. But do you know, if you reflect, there are many moments that you have forgotten your direction. You have forgotten who and what you are. You see that, you know that. But for every person who has forgotten, there is a person who has become enlightened. What is possible for one soul is possible for another soul. For every soul who has remembered to chant Rama, 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 Ram, Rama, 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 Ram, Rama, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. For every soul, this is possible. It is possible for you. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm. You are a microcosm of all of life. As you remember, others will remember also. As you forget, others forget also. And so the mystical path calls for you to remember. It calls for me to remember. It calls for us to let go of our judgmentalness, to increase our compassion, and to forgive those who have forgotten. It does not mean forget. Forgiving does not mean to forget. It means to understand, to have greater understanding. to realize that sometimes the memory can be so obscured, the forgetfulness so strong, that wall of forgetfulness so heavy and granite filled and deep that not a crack of light shows through it. That you think not a crack of goodness can show through it. But even then, there is a possibility, a probability, the ability for redemption. And so, what is the way out? What is the way out of forgetfulness? Mantra is one way. If you can do nothing else, the chanting repeatedly of a mantra will free you. Rama, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. The last words that Mahatma Gandhi is said to have uttered as his body was shot and he left. Rama, Rama, Rama. The mantra that Lord Hanuman had on his very bones. Rama, 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 Rama. And the mantra that Ratnagar had written all over his skin, his bones, his clothes, his hair, his face. When Brahma and Shiva came to dissolve away the ant hill. Rama, 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 Rama. What could this do for you to chant this? When your mind is confused, when your mind is having difficulty, when your mind is filled with anger, let go of those conflicts, let go of the anger, and return to Rama. Rama, 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 Rama. And so we will do that in just a moment together. We will share that together. The second way to transform your life from forgetfulness to remembering is through meditation. Turning inward to a point of single focus. Meditate, meditate, meditate. And the third and very, very important way, now at this time, always, but now particularly at this time, is through forgiveness, through understanding. Not forgetfulness, but through forgiveness, through being able to say, I understand. It is possible, if it is possible for you to become forgetful, thus it is also possible for me to be forgetful. If I wish to forgive myself, if I wish to find joy and happiness myself, I must be willing and able to forgive you individually and as a group. Cling not to your anger, justifiable or not. Cling not to your hatred, never justifiable. Seek instead peace, equanimity, understanding, compassion. It does not mean to forget, but it means to demagnetize from the thought forms that are filled with these emotions. You've all heard the story of the cow, the cat, and the cobra. There was a farmer who had a cow, a cat, and a cobra. And the cobra loved the farmer. And every night the cat would sit on the farmer's lap and the cow would get pets when it gave the farmer milk. And the cobra got nothing but a hello, hello, hello. The cobra wanted to sit on the lap of the farmer. He wanted to get pets. The farmer said, no, 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 no. You're a cobra. And the cobra said, I promise you, I will be good if you will let me sit on your lap. I promise you. And in a moment of blindness, the farmer said, okay, come on over. I'll let you crawl on my lap this evening. And that cobra slid across the floor, climbed up on the knee and the leg of the farmer, and went rah, and bit him with poisonous teeth. And the farmer said, you promised. Why did you do that? And the cobra said, I'm a cobra. I'm a cobra. Forgiving does not mean to forget. You can forgive, but understand the nature of the thing. The cobra is going to cobra. Forgive, turn inward, lift upward. That's what the life of a mystic is about. It's doing your work inside. It's changing within. And when you do that, all of the universe is changed. The entire universe is changed. Remember Ratnagar. Remember Rama. Remember Ratnagar's ability, your ability, any human's ability to turn the darkness into light in time. Took him 14 years of continuous chanting. In time, there was a transformation. In time, he remembered who and what he was. He was no longer evil. He was a form of live, alive. And thus you too can transform these parts of your being. See, that the little bit of problem that we have along the path is that we must be willing to not only accept and admit that others have flaws, that others have a bit of forgetfulness, but also be willing and accept that we do too, that our personalities do too. You do not have to go around the world announcing it to everybody. But I'll tell you, if you accept it first, accept, realize, yes, what that person can do, I too am capable of, and I don't want to be like that. And then make the changes that you need to make. And now we will end our time together. We're going to spend some time now in meditation and doing a special ritual. So I would ask that you please If you have pens out, just please get yourself comfortable. There is nothing to do here except turn inward and perform this ritual meditation together. Close your eyes. Place your hands on the thighs in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb cupped upward. Turn the head to the left with a double exhalation. And bring the head back to the sun center. Now begin to watch your breath. Use the sipping breath. With the next inhalation, draw the energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body, sipping as if through a straw. Inhaling again, pull the energy from the trunk of the body to the spinal column. From the base of the spine, pull the energy up to the sun center. Feeling that energy as a golden light, move it out in front of you about 3 feet and sweep it around to the left, encasing your entire body in a golden sheet of light. And do this 3 times. Expanding that golden light until it is a ball that you are sitting within. From this golden light, call upon your Ishta Devata, your chosen form of the divine, your form of the Lord of life in whatever name or form you wish to use. That power that is greater than you. And now with your Ishta, ascend above the room you are in, above the continent. Ascend with ease into the high place. And find there a place from which you will begin to do the ritual meditation. You and the Lord in you. See in front of you a huge mountain. You can see a clearing about halfway up. Just ascend up there with ease. You see a shrine, and light is glowing from the shrine. That light glowing from the shrine is the color of healing for you at this moment. The shrine is filled with the color. Enter into the shrine. See in front of you the healing waterfall of light. Enter into the light pool and walk to the waterfall. Standing under the healing light, feel it filling every cell of your being. The healing light, the Ram, fills every cell of your being. The difficult, heavy karma is washing away. At your will, you are letting go of the karmas. Your choice, you are letting go of the karmas. Your choice to let go. Your choice for healing. Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, 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 Ram. For just a nanosecond, let go. Allow the healing light to flow into every cell of your being. Let go of the thorn bush of your preferences. And now walking out of the waterfall, feel your being vivified. Sitting in the shrine, feel, see, taste, touch the color of healing. Your Ishta has joined you. The powers that be that you wish to invite are there. Rama, 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 Rama. You see in front of you a magical mirror a looking glass, if you will. And like Lord Vishnu, you look into the glass and you see all of the chakos, the chaos on the earth plane. You see all of the people doing things, saying things, thinking things that are unkind, that are forgetful, that are cruel to each other. And hear from deep within every cell of your being, Rama, 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 Rama. Feel the color of healing for you at this moment, pouring into your looking glass. The looking glass dissolves away, and that color of healing, that healing light, is radiating into the entire earth plane. Rama, Rama, Rama. Feel your heart open. Feel it filled with understanding and compassion. Rama, Rama, Rama. Seeing all of these souls send forth a thought form. I forgive you. We forgive you. We forgive you for everything you have done in thought, in word, in deed, to harm life. We forgive you. Rama, 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 Rama. May the hurt be healed. May the forgetfulness be dissolved. Silently speak these words to all of the beings that you see. And if there is one in particular that you do not wish to forgive, Rama, Rama, Rama. Call upon life to help you, that all be forgiven with no exception. May your sun center open with the illumination of light. May the light of healing fill every cell of your being. May the light of forgiveness and understanding fill every cell of your being. May you be able to see and understand. May your heart be filled with compassion. May your sun center be filled with self-awareness and wisdom. Rama, Rama, radiate that wisdom into all sentient life. May you radiate that wisdom unto all sentient life. May you radiate that wisdom unto all sentient life. And may you open your heart and your mind and every chakra and every cell of your being to receive the blessings that are returned to you a trillionfold. Rama, Rama, Rama. Know that thou art goodness. Thou art goodness. From goodness, only goodness can come. Life is good. Let go of the forgetfulness. Let go of the blindness. Lift the veil from your eyes and see clearly with the single eye. As we meditate from the high place, radiate forth your light unto all beings. Radiate forth forgiveness, compassion, and understanding. As you and your Ishta, you and the powers that be, leave the shrine of healing, know that it is here for you to return to again and again and again. Simply close your eyes and turn inward. Ascend upward. Rama, 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 ma, ma. Be thou blessed, my beloved. Be thou blessed. Be thou triply, triply blessed. Become an ever greater blessing unto all of those who enter your aura, and to all of those whose names and forms enter your awareness. Become the blessing that thou art. I thank you today from the depth of my being for sharing this time with me, for your Yoga City, for your darshan, for your blessings, that together that as a Sangha today, we may ease some of the difficulties, some of the forgetfulness in the world. And my beloved, if we remember ourselves, remember who and what you are through your sadhana, through your practice, that is all that needs to be done. Share that which you know wisely and harmoniously. The lineage and I and the lineage are most grateful for your presence. Shanti.